What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. It's been a little minute since I've done one of these, but listen, when I had this sent to me by one of my subscribers and people in my community, I was like, look at there. We have another podcaster. Seems like everybody's got a podcast these days, you know? But recently I discussed Bishop Lamor Whitehead and him being interviewed with a sit down on Bishop Jamal Bryant's new podcast. So I guess he said, look, if he can start a podcast, I'm going to start one too. So he started a podcast called Not Guilty. I want to listen to it with you guys and give my beautifully honest reaction to it because I haven't listened to it yet. So I thought we could do it together. So let's just go ahead and get started.
Y'all, welcome to the Bishop Whitehead's channel and the Not Guilty podcast. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for being here today. But let me get a few things straight. Let me get a couple of things straight. You guys have ridiculed me. You guys have lied on me. You have done so many things to myself and my family, and I'm going to set the record straight today. So for every person that hated on me, for every person that lied on me, for every YouTuber and blogger that's been spreading my name and spreading the gospel and spreading the lies and making money off of my name, now it's my time. And this is the podcast called Not Guilty.
Oh, wow. Listen, first and foremost, to name his whole podcast Not Guilty, so everything is just going to be about defending yourself. It's kind of sad if you think about it. And I know the Bible is 66 books. It's not actually one book. It's 66 of them. And there's a lot of scriptures in there. I know. But I know that there's a scripture that says, hold your peace and let the Lord fight your battles. It's like if you feel like you're in an attack and you're in a battle to defend your name and you feel like all of these people are coming at you, maybe just sit still, be silent, and let the Lord fight your battles. But no, he wants to be out here windmilling against everybody that he says he feels has attacked him. And like he said, is out here making YouTube videos, making money off of his name. So I just thought that was kind of ironic.
I'm excited to be here. And I just want to say a few things about a few people before we even get started. Like DJ Envy from The Breakfast Club. Let's talk about that really quickly. You have been ridiculing me. You've been throwing me under the bus. And now you have your own federal indictment. But I'm going to talk about you a little later on. Also, Joe Buttons. You was happy, celebrating, you and your team on your podcast. They found him guilty. Listen, just because you're wrestling with your sexuality.
Oh, no. No, he did not go there. Did you hear? Wow. So he's calling Joe Biden a flamer? Saying he's straddling the fence? He's a bye-bye?
I don't know if you want women or men. That's your fault. But we're going to talk about you a little later on as well. DL Little Man Hughley, you've been going at me for a long time. My family, my children, everybody's been seeing you ridicule me, right? It's your time now, brother.
DL Hughley, he calls him a little man. How tall is Bishop Lamor Whitehead? Like, I didn't think he was 6'2".
Little man DL, this goes out to you. So I'm going to hit a few people that's been talking about me. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. And then the little Larry Reid, the child molester.
Oh, he used the full terminology for Larry Reid. Okay.
Made untold money off of lying on my name. Oh, we're going to talk about you too on Not Guilty. Just because you're wrestling with your sexuality, you don't know if you want to bite a pillow, or you don't know if you want to talk about the church. You don't know what you want to do. But Not Guilty, we're going to get this thing straight.
Can't say I disagree with him on that one, but go ahead. Go off.
Y'all know I'm the bishop, but I don't hold no punches. Not at all. Yo, you're a bishop. How are you going to do that? Watch me. And this is going to be all truth with a whole lot of receipts. All right? So, and we're not even going to talk about good old, I'm going to leave that alone. We'll talk about it later on. All right, so let's get started. I am ready. Are you ready? That's the question. So, welcome to Not Guilty. My name is Bishop Lamor Whitehead, and I greet you guys with the love of Jesus Christ.
How is he going to say is this how Jesus Christ shares and spreads love? Calling people, you're wrestling with your sexuality, but that's okay. You're fighting off charges with the feds yourself, and you've been you've been slandering and scandalizing my name. Like, is that how the love of Jesus Christ is spread abroad? I didn't think it flowed that way, but I could be wrong. And check this out. The same setting, the same suit that he has on, all of it is the same that was in the Bishop Jamal Bryant podcast interview. So this man, he was doing this for hours because he did the interview with Bishop Jamal Bryant, and then he does his own, I guess. Okay.
You guys know that I have been federally indicted and convicted for 5 counts. Here's the indictment, right? Everything that we show you on the Not Guilty podcast will be paperwork, right? Because everybody set the narrative about Bishop Lamor Whitehead as a villain and not a victim. You said I set the church robbery up. You see that I was innocent. You said now that I've been found guilty of 5 counts, which the jury found me guilty. First count was wire fraud, $90,000 with Pauline Anderson. We're going to talk about that during the Not Guilty podcast. We have attempt wire fraud of Brandon Belmonte trying to obtain $500,000 in real estate in exchange for favors with the mayor, Eric Adams. Then we have an attempt extortion with this same person, Brandon Belmonte. We have also lying to an FBI agent. We're going to talk about that, Thomas Ford. And we also go on, the last count is wire fraud. 6 years ago, they said that I filed for a application of pre-approval through a company called Fundora. So we're going to put this whole case together, and I'm going to show you why I'm not guilty. Just because you was found guilty in front of the jury does not mean that you're guilty. What does that mean, Bishop? Well, I'm so glad you asked me. The question then comes, if the prosecutors did some illegal things, didn't turn over evidence in time, you wasn't able to file the correct motions to get things suppressed, or maybe the FBI lied on some affidavits that they covered up, which would in turn had search warrants and evidence suppressed that was illegal. So if all these things came in and the jury saw it and they found you guilty based off of illegal evidence, illegal procedures, are you still guilty? Here in America, we see a lot of black and brown men and black and brown women get their fair share of injustice, where the police officers, in my case, the FBI and the federal prosecutors teamed up to destroy Bishop Lamor Whitehead because they wanted the mayor, Eric Adams.
He keeps saying that. And listen, I don't know, because I'm definitely not saying that the police, the FBI or whatever, they are always on the up and up, or they don't do tactics like that if they're after someone else and whatever. But Mayor Adams has his own issues going on. So I don't really think what he has been charged with has anything to do with him refusing to rat out his friend and mentor, Mayor Eric Adams. My personal opinion. I'm just saying, you can let me know your thoughts.
That's what this whole thing is about. And I'm going to break down in its most finite parts and pieces so you can see the structure and the diabolical strategy of the federal prosecutors and the FBI. Now, all FBI agents are not wrong, are not dirty. But the ones that did everything to me was unjust. The federal prosecutors were unjust. And all they wanted to do is get higher rankings because I would not roll over, and be an FBI informant to go against the Mayor Eric Adams. He's not doing anything anyway. But yet, what I've learned throughout this case, the FBI doesn't care. As long as you lie, and as long as you can get the conviction, that's all that matters. And you're going to see this through the paperwork. You're going to see the lying Brandon Belmonte, who the FBI used to get into my life. And I need you to put your thinking caps on. I need you to get your notepads. And I want you to see how the federal prosecutors and the FBI set Bishop Lamor Whitehead up.
This seems to me, thankfully, I don't have any experience with the criminal justice system, but this just seems to me like a very, very bad idea. I think he forgets the phrase, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And yeah, he was already tried, but he said that he, through his attorneys, have requested a new trial. So if he indeed gets that, you don't think they're going to use this stuff that he's doing right now? And even if some things that he is saying could be relevant, a lot of times they take stuff like that personally. Is it okay to do that? I guess not. But I'm just saying, we already know how the justice system is. It's not on the up and up.
So here we go. In February of 2022, let's go back. January 2022, December 2021, January 2022, I was introduced to a man named Brandon Belmonte. And he stated that he does luxury rentals. And he also said that he owns an auto body shop. So he wanted to rent one of my cars. I told him, no, I don't want to do that. And one of my cars, my wife's car, was in a car accident. So I called him up and I asked him, could he fix the car? He stated to me, yes, he could fix the car, and he will also give me a rental car.
All right, we've heard a lot of that story already. If you haven't, you can go to his page. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit and see what more he has to say.
Fast forward, July 2022, July 24th, 2022, my church was robbed. 3 gunmen comes into my church, robs the church. The world ridiculed me. The world ridiculed me. And the world called me a liar. Everybody said I set the robbery up. You guys destroyed me. You guys destroyed my name. You destroyed my church. You embarrassed me. I think we're going to go a little longer because we got to get this out. You embarrassed me. You destroyed my ministry. Destroyed my name. You guys said that I set the robbery up. Across the world, not one pastor posted We're praying for you because it was a complete debacle. Did Bishop Whitehead set the robbery up?
What I'll say to that is this, and this again is just my personal opinion. I feel like the pastors who are actually serious about not just their ministries, but about doing what they say is their calling in the work of God, they're not focused on all of this stuff that's happening on social media, one. And then two, the other ones that are into a lot of the mess, they know what they smell as fake and fraud. So it's kind of like scammers know scammers. So that's the other reason why he probably didn't hear from any of those people. But again, just my opinion.
But now you see that I was already being investigated. So if I would have set the robbery up, don't you think they would have charged me for that too? Because some of y'all still think I set the robbery up. Y'all hate so much what you don't understand. I'm a child of God and I love God. That's why I preach the way I preach. And I never took a salary. But don't you think now that you see that Brandon Belmonte had me under investigation from the beginning of 2022, don't you think that I would have been charged for this?
Yeah, possibly. But I don't know. I'll tell you, my personal opinion is I don't believe he actually set the robbery up, but I do believe multiple things can be true at the same time. That's just my personal opinion. Not saying that he didn't have anything fraudulent going on, but you can have fraudulent things going on and also be the victim of a crime as well. It can happen.
Don't you think that? But you guys don't know this. But I'm here to tell you on Not Guilty that I never set the robbery up. And I've been being watched anyway and did not know. So, the robbery happens, everything goes viral, and I'm still, another search warrant hit me, and I'm still being investigated. And y'all say that it was an insurance scheme. Out of the 13 to 15 items, I don't know how many items, but it was up there. I only had insurance on 3 of them. So it wasn't insurance. And you guys destroyed my name, ridiculed, you lied, you made a mockery, you made memes, you did everything. You did everything but tell the truth. Every media outlet destroyed my name. And then in September, 2 out of the 3 men was arrested. Nobody apologized. But lo and behold, the indictment dropped down on December the 19th, the week of Christmas. The bishop, known across the world. What better time for the FBI and the federal prosecutors to arrest the bishop on Christmas week? I need y'all to understand that all of this was strategic. All this was a strategy. All this was strategic. All this was a strategy to destroy the bishop because I would not work with them to take down the mayor of New York. What are you talking about, Bishop? What are you talking about, Bishop? I'm so glad you asked me. So now...
Did you ask him? Because I didn't.
I was indicted. I want y'all to listen to this now. I want you to listen to this. And I want you to see how strategic the prosecutors are. Let's read it, y'all. The charges in this indictment arise from a course of conduct in which Lamor Whitehead, the defendant, sought to enrich himself through the use of both threats and falsehood. As part of this course of conduct, Whitehead made not only false representation in efforts to obtain loans, but also false promises that his victims' investments with Whitehead would benefit the victims financially. In fact, Whitehead, who leads a church in Brooklyn, New York, intend to and did defraud the victims by taking their money and other properties with no intentions of investing it in return.
Well, that's what has been said, and just the way things look. Listen, as much as he wants to say that this was a setup because they were really after the mayor, they're going after the mayor. Him not cooperating with them didn't stop them from doing that, I believe. So it's still not really adding up. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit through this because, again, he's redundant and everything. And he keeps saying, I need you all to understand. We really don't need to understand anything because we're not the judge, definitely not the jury. It's the court of public opinion. But the court of public opinion doesn't have any prison walls to lock him up behind.
Bishop Lamor Whitehead is not guilty. I love y'all so much. Now, let's bring it home. Not guilty. Like, comment, subscribe, because we got the paperwork. Tune in. Hold on, y'all. Y'all supposed to say happy birthday to me. Today my birthday. Come on, y'all. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I'm 46, y'all. And I'm living my best life. God is amazing, y'all. Thank God for allowing me to have this 46th birthday. And thank you guys for celebrating it with me. Come on, y'all. Listen, let's clear the Bishop name, y'all. Let's tag, let's like, let's comment, let's subscribe, and let's make this go viral, y'all. You got the power to make it go viral. All these lies, all these mishaps, and now you see. Next episode, we're going to talk about, count one, Pauline Anderson. And I want to show y'all a quick pickup, just a quick little pitch, y'all. Rashid Anderson, her son, was a federal informant. And that was one of the motives. Oh, my goodness. Tune in, y'all. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Not guilty. Deuces. 10 toes down.
Man, when I tell you, he's really trying hard to make it seem like he is unbothered. Like he said, he's living his best life. I don't know who says they're living their best life when they have just been found guilty on how many charges? How many indictments? Listen, this is just really strange, but we're living in strange times. This year has definitely been the year of receipts, revelation, and reaping. So listen, if he did defraud these people that he was alleged to have defrauded and has been found guilty of doing so, then he needs to be held accountable. But I'm just not shocked by anything that he says or does at this point, because from the moment Larry Reid was clowning him, which Larry Reid is a clown, so but anyway, from the moment Larry Reid was clowning him, and his response to Larry Reid was to get on his live and call him the F word, which I don't think is cool, but he did, and a number of other things that he said. He's shown people that he's not your everyday bishop. So nothing that he does surprises me at this point. So anyway, guys, I just want to get your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.